YouTube? We got another yo-yo review to do today. This is the YoyoFactory NorthStar Fingerspin 2017. I got mine in the mystery box that you guys saw me unbox a little while ago. But they've just recently released them now on Yo-Yo Expert, and they released at 20 bucks. And for 20 bucks, I don't know, man. Pretty great. So anyway, let's get right into the specs, then we'll talk about it a little bit. So, diameter of this yo-yo is 56.15 millimeters. The width is 42.8 millimeters. The gap width is 4.2 millimeters. And the weight is 65.6 grams, which is a little bit light for the NorthStar. Trimmed up a little bit in the last 7 years. The bearing size is a size C center track bearing, pretty standard, and then the standard CVC slim pads, 19 millimeters from YoyoFactory, designed in the USA and made in China. So 20 bucks. Yeah, this is it. Stop watching this video and go buy it. 20 bucks. Holy crap. Like, so you would have to spend $40 to get anything that performed like this yo-yo. It's so awesome for 20 bucks. Holy crap, 20 bucks? Really? So, you got these fingerspin cups here, and they're not like an overly gimmicky fingerspin cup. Like, it doesn't really take over to the design of the yo-yo. It's just like, oh, hey, you like to fingerspin, probably, because it's cool and it's fun. Here's a cup for you. It works. You can do it. Brought this to Yo-Yo Club, and some of the guys there tried it out. They liked it a lot, too, so I'm not crazy. Part of the thing that I really like about this is it's pretty stable. It's a little less stable than the other NorthStar, but that's probably because it's a little more narrow and it's a little lighter. So you lose a little bit of stability, but it's still really stable. You get the fingerspin cups, which is great, but it's also like you can play it pretty fast. So, as far as other fingerspin yo-yos are concerned, they're either heavy, like the C3 Yo-Yo design one, which is kind of heavy, but it's also stable. But it's also got a sticky finish. This one's got like a nice matte finish here. Or it's a little too light at like the, in my opinion, like the Skyva, and the fingerspin hub is kind of the gimmick. So, I don't think the Skyva spins as long or performs as well. This spins a long time, is still really stable, performs really well, and gives you a fingerspin cup. Now, it's not as easy to fingerspin on as the Skyva is, but it's pretty easy, and the nice matte finish is a lot more forgiving than the sticky finishes on particularly on the C3 Yo-Yo design Speedaholic. So anyway, let's kind of compare this to a couple other things. So here it is next to, this is the original NorthStar. Diameter pretty much is the same. It's the original NorthStar is a little bit wider. Well, not the original. The original one would have been the Jensen Kimmett signature one, but this is just the non-Jensen one. So the original one's probably about a millimeter wider. You can see the cups are different a little bit. Diameters are pretty similar. Pretty much line up there, as you can see. Weights are a little different. I think this one comes in at about 67 grams. This one's about 65. So, like I said, it slimmed up a little bit, a little bit lighter. It's probably because it's a little bit less wide. It's pretty similar in weight and size and width to the ProtoStar now. You can tell the weight ring on this is a little wider and flatter, whereas this one kind of pushes out this way a little more. So the weight distribution feels a little different. I'd say stability is pretty much the same as it is on the NorthStar. Or on the ProtoStar, so these are definitely pretty similar as far as play and feel goes. This one's a little bit heavier, so you can play. I feel like this wants to play a little bit faster than the ProtoStar does, but still pretty close. Pick one or the other. But if you like to fingerspin, pick this one. If you don't care about fingerspins, the NorthStar, the ProtoStar comes in more colors right now. So that's the other. Kind of thing you got going. It's got going for it. Only other one I have to compare it to is the YoyoFactory counterattack. The weights are way off, or way different, but diameters are kind of similar. And this is wider than the counterattack. So As far as the shape goes, you got that nice W shape, very similar to the NorthStar, or the Protostar rather. Protostar maybe flares a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. The flare is maybe a little bit more extreme over here on the Protostar, whereas this kind of flattens out a little more. It's a little flatter rather than a little bit more angled. But otherwise, very similar design to the Protostar. And it's, more or less the way the NorthStar just came out is they tweaked the Protostar for Jensen Kimmett back in 2010 for him to go take to Worlds, because that's what he wanted to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and throw this baby around a little bit. I'll tell you what I mean, and we'll come back and give you some pros and cons, and that'll be that. All right, and we're back. So you'll notice when you first throw it that it plays very light. Now that's not, an insult to the NorthStar. It's just, it is a light yo-yo. It's not as wide as a lot of other yo-yos that you may try, particularly big plastic yo-yos. So it's not as wide as a lot of those. So if you've been playing a wider yo-yo, this is going to take a little bit of getting used to, but still very usable, very doable. Finish is very grindable, which is great and very unlike most plastics. So I like that YoyoFactory does that. They kind of put a matte finish over the edge so you can grind with the yo-yo. I like to do grind tricks. I think they're fun. Even if, my grind tricks kind of look silly, but I think it's fun. So anyway, the thing everybody's been waiting for, let's watch me flail away and finger spin at this. Now it's not as easy to finger spin this as it is the pivot or, some of the other like finger spin specific yo-yos. Even though this is called the NorthStar finger spin, these cups are not as easy to catch. So for me, anyway. So yeah, finger spins, I'm not that great at it, and it doesn't finger spin for that long for me, but, it's totally doable. Even if a noob like me can do them on here, totally doable. But, anyway, let's go hit back up the desk, and we'll give you the pros and the cons. And we're back. All right. So the pros and the cons on this. So the pros, at $20, this thing performs awesomely. You would probably have to spend like $40 to get a metal yo-yo to get a better performing yo-yo. And at $20, it's awesome. It's nice and light, but still spins a long time, which is not a thing that most plastic yo-yos do. If the plastic yo-yo is light, it doesn't spin a long time. Or if the plastic yo-yo spins a pretty decently long time, it's heavy. So to have it be on the light side of yo-yos and spin a long time, I mean, hell, that's even something that a lot of metal yo-yos can't do. So definitely kudos to YoyoFactory for kind of figuring out that formula. It's still pretty stable. It's not as stable as the original NorthStar. We're kind of almost trickling into the cons. It's not as stable as the original NorthStar, but they've maintained a lot of the stability of the original NorthStar. It's maybe a hair more stable than the Protostar, but still, just because of how light it is a little less stable, and that was kind of always my favorite part of the NorthStar, was how stable it was. So, it's a little bit of a trade-off, though. It's a pro that there is a finger spin cup, and that it's finger spinnable, and that it's got a matte finish on it. So, once you catch it, it's not bad. But I kind of find it easier to finger spin on cups that are sort of recessed. This one just kind of sits on the surface here. Like, there's a little bit on the side here, but if you miss it, you're not falling into the hole there. I mean, the cup sort of sits flat almost on the top with just this little indentation in. Maybe it's just me, but I kind of find it harder to balance like that. But to each his own. If you're pretty good at finger spins, you won't have much trouble with it. I'm not that great at them, so I just kind of learned them. So, I'm still not that great yet or that accurate. So it takes me a few tries with this one. It's not as easy to finger spin on this as its name would infer. It's also kind of like the Protostar and like the other NorthStar before it. It's not it seems durable enough, but it certainly doesn't feel like the most durable yo-yo ever. It kind of feels like it's it could crack. My Protostar has some cracks in it, as you can see here. Some cracks. There's one right there, and there's one on this side too. See, there's a crack there. So, it feels like the same thing could happen with this one if you're not careful. So I wouldn't necessarily go banging on off of concrete or anything like that. I don't think it would fare that well. Not necessarily that it's a con. Huge pro, nice grinding surface here. I don't know why they didn't do it on the inside too. Like, that's sticky plastic. So if you want to go do like a finger grind, that's sticky. But like arm grinds and stuff, super easy because nice grind finish there. And like it's really nice. Like it's really nice and matted. I don't know why they didn't do the whole thing, but whatever. Wasn't me. Let's pop it apart real quick. I'll show you guys what the guts look like. Comes apart nice. And it seems to me that YoyoFactory has changed the way the inserts work. They no longer lock to the bearing the way that they did previously. This one just seems to sit in there pretty nice. It's not like clicked into the bearing. I can pull the bearing out of here, and so no death grip spacers here. Spacers seem to work just fine. They are still the spacers, like you can kind of feel them, like they're not like set in there, but they stick in the yo-yo better, and they don't come off on the bearing and stay stuck to the bearing. At least this one doesn't. My NorthStar is death grip spacered together, and definitely not this one. This one's much nicer. I appreciate that it comes apart like that. It's easier for maintenance and what have you. Center track bearing spins great. Probably my favorite. Center track bearing, just that design is probably my favorite design of a bearing. I just think it works the best. Standard white CBC slim pads. No issue with the response. Very standard quality response. But for $20, this thing pretty solid. I would say for $20, this is certainly the best plastic in its price range. It seems like I say that every time I get a new $20 plastic yo-yo, but the Protostar and the NorthStar kind of hold a special place in my heart. I really like the shape a lot. So I was sure I was gonna like this when I got it. When it showed up, it not only did it not disappoint me, but I think I liked it even a little bit more than I had anticipated. So right now it's only out in 2 colors. It's out in this and like a Galaxy colorway. Hopefully, if it's popular enough, hopefully it'll come out in a bazillion different colors like the Protostar did. I'd certainly be interested in having a couple more colors of it, particularly at $20. That's a pretty awesomely good price for a pretty awesomely good yo-yo. But anyway, guys, tell me down in the comments, did you get one yet? I know they released like yesterday or the day before. Or you could have got one in your mystery box. What do you think of yours? I really like mine. I've been playing it a lot. And kind of trying to carry it with me when I can. Like I said, seems like it might be a little fragile, so I'm trying not to smack it off of the ground or anything like that. But, tell me in the comments. What do you think of yours? I really like mine. So, big fan. Major kudos to YoyoFactory for, they're really killing it this year. Everything they've put out's been really cool. So, I'm, big time fan of what they're doing in 2017. But make sure you like and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers to you. And I'll see you next time.